Thank you very much for joining me on this Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. I want to get to the very latest on Lidia moving into Mexico. In this blob here, there is the possibility that does develop pretty quickly into a tropical storm, at the least. Heavy rain. I'm going to break that down for areas in the Gulf. One tropical wave still working through the Cayman Islands, and I want to get to another disturbance out there in the Atlantic and show you that wide picture. I'll have that in about 2 minutes, that really wide picture on what's going on. Here are some of the extra rain and storms back through the Cayman Islands. Some of that drifting toward the Yucatan as you get back toward Belize, but some increased rain. Rain chance will start to go down in Jamaica. Scattered showers and storms in Cuba. Eastern Caribbean, not quite as much. A spotty shower storm, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, Barbados, up through Antigua and Barbuda. Now back to what's going on in the Gulf. All the models taking this, kind of hooking this blob, which is not organized right now, up toward parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Some much needed rain through parts of here, but a big slug of moisture. Now the water temperatures are so warm through here that there is a small window that it does wrap up into a tropical storm. We've seen that happen kind of over the last few years. Could just be a couple-hour window where that could become a tropical storm. I'll get back to Lidia in a second. I'm going to zoom down. But look at this blob here, watching the rain in the Cayman Islands, in spotty showers in the Eastern Caribbean. But there's that blob of rain here. This is by tomorrow, about 24 hours from now, as we get into early afternoon. Really heavy rain over toward the northern Gulf states. You see that Louisiana back through the panhandle of Florida. And there is the possibility, small possibility, but it's there, that it does spin up into a tropical storm as this works its way into the panhandle of Florida. Then by Thursday, quickly moving off. Now, if it doesn't develop in the Gulf, it may develop over here. I'm going to get to that with that wide picture in a moment. Elsewhere, scattered showers and storms, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. Still the increased rain over toward Costa Rica and Panama. Now this area in the Gulf, these are the models out in time. So we go 12 hours out in time, 24 hours out in time, couple days out in time. Now, this green shading here, that would be, these are the models in the green shading that make this a tropical storm. Some have this becoming a tropical storm, others keep it below tropical storm strength, so kind of right on the edge. But either way, heavy rain, that's going to be the big issue with this. And you see the kind of black shading in here. That's upwards, that black shading right there, 6 inches of rain, or 150 millimeters of rain. So half a foot of rain will be possible, especially in parts of the panhandle of Florida. And heads up, my friends, in South Georgia, we could see some spots 4 to 6 inches of rain, a huge slug of moisture that will be moving in. So we are going to see flooding with this regardless of how it develops. Now I want to get to Lidia, and you see that curl right there. That is working in now and over the next few hours. High terrain here, southwest, west coast of Mexico. With that, it will fall apart rather quickly. By the way, I want to show you that wide picture. I keep mentioning that. I want to get into that. I guess it's a little more than 2 minutes from now. But either way, again, this will be weakening. Now you see the chord that's moving in. The thing is, while it weakens quickly as it moves in, when it moves in, you see the gusty winds, this yellow shading, winds of 145 kilometers an hour, 90 miles per hour, coupled with a lot of rain hitting the high terrain. That mudslide threat I was talking about this past weekend, that unfortunately is happening. We're thinking of our friends in Mexico. Yeah, those winds quickly diminish. But with that, we're going to see some wind damage obviously out of this. And again, thinking of the flood threat and that mudslide threat as this continues to work its way in. Those warnings are a pretty well advertised system that kind of did that hook back into Mexico. Now, here's the broad picture as promised. So what we've got here is this blob. That one could become a named system. This is an old front, and again, along the tail end of it, that's what I'm watching in the Gulf of Mexico for that possibility of development. Now, I'm going to watch a couple things here. Here's that wide picture. Watch this blob. If it does not get a name here, it may eventually get a name as it gets a little closer to Bermuda, and then that blob right there could also get a name. So let me stop it here. This is by the time we get into the end of the week. Stopping the clock here by Friday morning. Keep an eye on Bermuda, especially Thursday night, early Friday. Heavy rain moving in, tropical storm-like conditions, a possibility, but this may get a name. Now, this one could briefly get a name and then fall apart. Models are kind of split on what happens with this. I don't expect a huge system to be pulling off to the west, but a lot of the models have this diminish and pull out to sea. A few other ones kind of want to drift it back toward the west. So point being, that is way out there. That one's way out there. So I'll just keep an eye on that. We'll do that together as we go over the next couple days. So if the area in the Gulf gets a name, or that area off the coast of Africa gets a name, name. The next name on the list is Sean, then Tammy after that, Vince and Whitney, and then there's a secondary list of names if we get through this year's list, which we are going to be very close to getting through. Again, hurricane season goes all the way through the end of November, and last November was historically active. Now, Jamaica today, a 50% chance of scattered showers and storms. Cayman Islands, watching out for some areas of flooding, as I was highlighting earlier. 50% chance of spotty showers and storms, Trinidad and Tobago. 30% chance of Grenada, kind of the passing variety if you happen to get one. Barbados, 30% chance today, a 40% chance tomorrow. Same thing in St. Lucia the next 3 days. About a 30 to 40% chance of a passing shower or storm. Isolated, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and a 30% chance in Guadeloupe all the way through Thursday. 30 to 40% chance in Dominica, and we'll have about a 30 to 40% chance as well the next 3 days as we get into Martinique. Rain chance kind of limited over toward Puerto Rico. We're going to be hot, but we could get a pop-up shower or storm, a passing shower, U.S. and British Virgin Islands, not widespread though. We're not looking at widespread rain. Antigua, Barbuda, rain chance stays rather limited. A 20% chance the next couple days, St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat. A 10% chance the next couple days in Anguilla. So again, I mentioned a little quieter in some locations. Same thing, St. Martin, Saba, Statia, rain chance the next two, running at about 20%. Rain chance with that tropical wave nearby Belize. Again, scattered showers and storms will be around. I was showing you that. 30% chance through the Bahamas with these old fronts kind of sweeping by. Yucatan, Mexico, 30 to 40% chance the next few days. 20% chance Turks and Caicos, and a 30% chance isolated storm in Haiti. A little more scattered today in the Dominican Republic, where we have a 40% chance of some scattered storms. 40% chance in Cuba. That'll favor western sections near that tropical wave just north of the Cayman Islands. Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, we're looking at that rain chance holding at about 20% the next few days. 40% chance in Bermuda, 60% chance on Thursday. I'm going to keep an eye on that moisture in the Gulf I was showing you. That's what I'm watching for late Thursday into early Friday. Some gusty winds, some really heavy rain. Costa Rica, elevated chance of rain. Still not for all of us, but where we have it, we've got some issues with flooding. 30 to 40% chance in northern Venezuela, holding on to a 20% chance in Guyana, 10% chance over the next couple days in Suriname. So plenty of areas to track. The Gulf development that could become a named system. Either way, heavy rain. I showed you those rain totals if you need to scroll back and take a look at that. Lidia moving into Mexico, watching out for that mudslide threat. That is the real deal there with that. That tropical disturbance in the Atlantic may get a name, and it should get a name. Next name on the list is Sean. We'll see which one gets that. 52 days left in the hurricane season, so plenty of areas to track. Things are going to really be evolving as we go throughout the week. I'll keep an eye on what area will kind of develop further. I'll keep you posted. Thank you for sharing this channel. Have a good rest of your day.